So with this particular band, I am trying out a new technique by doubling my string. I am not 100% confident in it yet, so after this video I will be doing a more detailed video how to double your string and do your knots. But I think you guys will like this method, but in the meantime, check it out here. Okay, so I heard you needing help with tying your knots. So I already started. So I'm doubling my string. This technique will be much easier for you to tie your knots to do. So all you're gonna do is grab your string like this, and you're gonna make sure it's long enough, and then you're gonna cut it, and then you're gonna make sure it's even like that, and then you're gonna tie knots on it. And then so that's why you gotta make sure your string is even. So say for instance, I'm gonna cut it, and then you're gonna put it around the band. You're gonna make sure it's even, and then you gotta make sure it's long enough to where you want your beads to be. And then you're gonna tie that knot 3 to 4 times. Once you tie that knot 3 to 4 times, it's gonna look like this. So it's gonna look like this, and then you're gonna string your beads through like that, which gave me this result. So once you get your end result, I trim some of that, trimming the string off because it's too long, because I don't like to tie with long string, but I also don't like to tie with too short of a string. So I leave just enough string on there. So this double method is actually way easier to tie your knots compared to one string. So that's why I'm showing you this method, since you're having a little bit difficulty with the one string. So I literally put one string underneath that bar, and then I'm just gonna tie a regular knot. Do that jump, jump, jump. See, got a regular knot. I'm gonna do it twice. So this is my second knot. Tie it again. So this part is up to you. You can, one, do 2 more knots, or 2, do the under method that I originally showed you guys how to do. You see, I go under that bead, pull that string through the hole, and as I'm closing my circle, I make sure it's going right in the front of that spacer. And then I'm gonna jump, jump, jump. The reason why I don't pull like that, because that put too much tension on the string. So that's why I like to jump it. And it will slowly start to close itself when you jump. Because with this elastic string, it's very fragile. You can't go pull like that. You gotta literally jump, jump, jump. Because you see how I just made my string real flimsy when I pull and put too much tension on it? So that's why I do the jumps. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna go under. See, I went under that bead. I'm gonna grab it, put that string. Now I got a hole, I got a loop. Put that string through that loop. As I'm closing my hole, I make sure it went in front of that spacer, and then I'm gonna pull. Then I'm gonna pull that second one. So I like to do the 2 strings. I like to pull the 2 strings regular, then do the under technique, because what that under technique do, it hide that knot. But like I said, it's totally optional if you want to do all 4 knots in the front. But your knots will be more obvious. And I don't like my stuff to look obvious. I like for it to look very seamless. I'm going to do 1 more knot. See, I went in the front. And you see how I went in front of that spacer automatically like that? Then I'm gonna pull both strings together again. Jump, 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 jump. Then I'm gonna trim it. And when I trim my string, I trim right at the rim of the spacer, so that spacer can hide everything. That's why I like to use spacers, because spacers not only hide the flaws, but they also give you a little cute little decoration. So we on the last row. Sorry, my kids on the back. We got the 2 strings, which gonna make it easier to tie, because this is the double string method. We're gonna go underneath that connector with 1 string. Don't do both. Use 1 string to go underneath. And then you're gonna use the other string to make a knot. And when a surgical knot is basically making your knot very tight and precise. That's basically what a surgical knot is. So then I'm gonna make another knot to make sure it's staying put. Like I said, this is the part that I'm talking about. It's up to you if you wanna keep going and doing 2 more knots. But guess what? When you do that, I learned the hard way. Like when I did that, when I was testing it out, my knot will get bigger and bigger, and it's gonna be obvious in the front, and I didn't like how that looked. But you can try on when you're doing it, and you may like how it look, and you may not think it look bad. So you can do 4 knots, cut, and you're done. But with me, with the double string method, I tie 2, and then I do 2 under technique methods. So when I do that, look, it instantly tuck underneath that spacer when I did that under technique, compared to being right in the front of that spacer. So after trial and error, that's what I came up with to give me a more precise look, I'm messing up. to give me more of a precise look. Because you want a very clean look. So we're going to do that one more time. Put both of them together. Jump, jump, jump. And then we're going to look and see. Look at that. You see how tight and small that knot is? You want it to look just like that. Can they see it? Look at my knot. And when I let go, it's going to instantly suck back in there. See that? That's how you want your knots to be. A person shouldn't be able to tell where your stuff at. And here we go, you guys.